Hello everyone and welcome to the MeritPodcast channel, and in here we're going to talk about something quite interesting I came across on social media. It's kind of an article from BGR, and it says ancient human ancestors went extinct because they were lazy. Really now? They were lazy? When they're talking about extinction and also the idea of natural selection, where survival of the fittest in a way, and now we're coming at a situation where they were actually intentionally lacking behind by being lazy. So according to the article, it says that in news that should surprise absolutely no one, scientists now believe an ancient ancestor of modern human died off because they were too lazy for their own good. In a new study published in PubLus One, archaeologists present some incredibly interesting findings, including the fact that Homo erectus was a big LOL slacker. Oh well. I kind of see them transitioning from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens, which is more of the frontal lobe development or the prefrontal cortex of the human being that made that particular species to a more of a thinking species compared to erectus in a way, which are more of tools manipulator. They actually carved tools from rocks, which is quite fascinating. But then seeing this article diving further in terms of them not able to adapt to environments that is changing in terms of the climate, it's kind of interesting to see how we as Homo sapiens are kind of challenged by the interesting climate change that is happening currently, and how we are trying to actually evolve from older technologies into newer technologies, looking for renewable alternative sources of energy, and seeing this particular task being placed to our previous ancestor, I believe, which is Homo erectus, is quite unfortunate in here, because if we look closer to the end of the article, it says that the site also yielded evidence that as the climate began to change and become drier, the group refused to change their tactics. The ancient people seemed adverse to exploration, refusing to go beyond the water sources which had already dried up. Had they branched out even a bit, they would have found new water sources not far away, but instead they likely succumbed to a lack of water and perished. Well, this is quite unfortunate to hear from our close ancestor, but well, it's kind of interesting to see how we've evolved from that, and we're actually more of a thinking species, which is Homo sapiens. Not talking about species superiority. I know some people cannot be offended in that particular case, but seeing how we as a species are able to not only collaborate, bringing up great ideas to introduce new technologies and new science tools, we can be able to actually move further and see how we can protect the environment or adapt to new changes that our environment is actually heading towards, and also introducing nice technologies like, for example, meteorologists talking about the forecast and stuff like that. This is kind of a great way that our species actually showing that we are actually concerned about a little bit of the future. Sometimes, I kind of check the weather, and the weather is like, oh, that is the 80% chance of shower with 80% humidity, and sometimes it doesn't actually play out that way. Kind of a little bit frustrating in a way, because sometimes you think they kind of get it right, but it's kind of probability of that happening in a case. So it's kind of interesting to see this article diving into this particular topic of ancient human ancestors went extinct because they were lazy, and seeing we as a species with huge diversity of people of different intelligence level, but at the same time seeing them having alternative skills where one particular group of people might be gifted compared to another, but at the same time we are bringing all our talents together to bring something quite unique. It's one of the most interesting advancements, not only as we species, but in technology in general. So please hit the comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts about this interesting article about laziness coming from our previous ancestors. And do you think that we are more lazier now, or we are lazier now compared to a couple of centuries back as Homo sapiens, or we are actually using our mental gift to actually push and move to greater grounds, not only in sense of technology, but in terms of governance in there. So all this, and thanks for listening to me on this podcast. Love to hear your thoughts. Talk to you all later as more news I find in the article area of science, and I would love to share with you all in terms of discussion stuff, rich ones for that matter. All the same, have a good day. Peace, stay smart, and believe in yourself.